see things for yourself, you'll see that there has been no holds barred in this war. As far as the Nigerians are concerned, it has been total, it has been all out. But the truth is this, that we are fighting for our survival. I mean, I don't know how we can best convince the world that this is really so. Since they don't want to see their way to talking peace, we are quite ready that they will not talk peace, then we will not surrender. That is one thing we will not do. They can be sure of that. If the world wants the whole of Biafrans to be murdered in cold blood or killed off, maybe they will do that. They will have their own Nigeria, but there will be nobody in it.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans all over the world. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location and your time zones. You are welcome to this day's broadcast. Today is 17th day of June 2023. Today is Saturday. So I welcome you to this broadcast. In today's broadcast, I'm not going to take much of your time. So I want you, as you come in, you just like and as well share, so that other people can get notification and join us in this broadcast. My name remains Mazi David Nana, and I'm reaching you live from my location. It is very important that you know that this is a Biafran channel. This is an avenue where we pass our message across to the world, and as well to Biafrans all over the world, concerning the activities towards the liberation of the Biafran people. So you are welcome to today's broadcast wherever you're watching from. You can as well indicate so that we can acknowledge your presence. As you come in, join. As you join, like, you share. Because we are not going to take much time today. I'm going to make it snappy. As a matter of fact, when you look at the topic, you see where I wrote sit at home. Sit at home on the following days, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th of June 2023. It is very important that you put these dates down so that you don't forget, because this is, sorry, it's next month. Oh, I made a mistake. I made a mistake. And I want to correct it. It's quite unfortunate I made this mistake, and I want to correct it. I want to correct it to see how it can be done. But I will correct it later. I want you to remember that these dates, July is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of July. July 2023 is sit at home. It is very important that you know why this sit at home are being put in place in Biafran territory. Before I continue, I want to give a very big shout out to our Prime Minister, the Biafran Republic government in exile, His Excellency Ambassador of Peace, Mazi Simon Ekpa. He is the Grand Commander and our Defense Minister. I also want to acknowledge and say a very big hello to the Deputy Defense Minister, the Lioness, in the person of Honorable Charles Azuka. She's a woman that is more than man. I also want to acknowledge my Minister of Information, Mazi Sonny Akparawa, is doing wonderfully well, and his members of the cabinet. I also want to say a very big hello to my fellow comrades, the Biafran Republic, the Biafran Writers of Conscience, BWOC, under whom this broadcast is being brought to you today. An anchorman, the man who sits at the helm of BWOC, Mazi Justice, Dim Justice, a very good man. I want to acknowledge your presence, sir. I want to really appreciate you, and I thank you for all your support. Yes, fellow Biafrans all over the world, as you see, it may be an oversight. It's a little mistake I made on the write-up. Sit at home on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of July 2023. It is very important, very, very important that you sit at home on these days. My name remains Mazi David Nana, and I'm reaching to you from my location. And if you join us, please try to like and share so that other people can get the notification and join in this broadcast. It's going to be very brief. We're not going to take much time. Today's date is the 17th day, Saturday, 17th day of June 2023, Sabbath day. So I say, as you are enjoying your weekend, take out time, for those of you who will listen later, to like and share. This program is going to be very brief. I want to recognize and I want to thank our Prime Minister, the Ambassador of Peace, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the members of the Biafran Republic government in exile for their tremendous work which they are doing and still doing. Yesterday we talked about the achievement of autopilot, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Biafran Republic government in exile. A lot of achievements have been made as regards to this liberation, and a lot we are still praying for more achievements, more tremendous achievements to be made. Yesterday, the Prime Minister had a tour in Canada with Biafrans. So you are welcome, our Prime Minister. I hope you had a safe journey. I want to also send my greetings to the Deputy Minister of Defense, the Lioness, Honorable Azuka Charles Nwankwo. I greet you, Madam. My Minister of Information, Mazi Sonny Akparawa. I greet you. I want to also thank and recognize and acknowledge and send my greetings to Biafra Writers of Conscience, BWOC members. And I want to recognize our uncle, Mazi Dim Justice, for all his works, all his encouragement, and all his advice. Biafra Writers of Conscience, these are dedicated writers who write constructively. They do investigation, complete investigation before they write. They don't write propaganda. They don't carry fake news. So go to our platform, BWOC, subscribe, so that if you want authentic news right from the source, you will get it from Biafra Writers of Conscience, BWOC, under which platform this broadcast is coming to you live from my location. It is very important. Kosi Sochuku Jones, you are welcome. Jonas, you are welcome. As you come in, please like and share so that other people can get the notification. It is very important that Biafrans listen to the broadcast which the freedom fighters, the autopiloters, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the media gurus, and everybody that is connected to the liberation of the Biafran movement, of the Biafran people. Listen to their broadcast and you get genuine information. Today, just like the topic there, we are going to treat the 1 week sit at home that is coming on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of July 2023. And a lot of people will say it is too much now. What is 1 week sit at home? I want to tell you why, the reason why you must sit at home for 1 week. The reason why our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa, members of his cabinet, the Biafran Republic government in exile, put up this 1 week sit at home. You will recall, or it could be recalled, that every Monday, since for the past 2 years, every Monday is sit at home for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ohamadike I. Since he was kidnapped from Kenya, rendition to Nigeria, he has been in an illegal detention at the DSS custody since June of 2021. And he has been in detention despite the fact that the courts have freed him. Despite the fact that the UN Council on Arbitrary Detention has given their consent, have instructed the Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu within 6 months. But that 6 months elapsed by December last year. And up to today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held unjustly, forcefully held, against his wish, despite being freed by the court itself. So every Monday has been nicknamed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Day, which is sit at home. And this Monday sit at home, The Southeast governors have been complaining. They are losing money, they are doing this, they are doing that. But they are not concerned about the life of this innocent man who is being incarcerated for 2 good years, wearing only one cloth, not allowed his praying regalia, not allowing him change of clothes, not allowing him to sleep on bed, not allowing him to do things at will. What they are after is the money they are losing from the sit at home. Despite that, they have not gone to Abuja to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because the only thing that will stop the sit at home, especially the Monday sit at home, is the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And it's very simple. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu comes out from detention, sit at home will automatically stop. There is no two ways about that. But instead of going towards that direction, the political leaders are playing to the gallery. But we are telling them, the Biafran people are telling them that it is only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that had the capacity to stop the sit at home, especially the Monday sit at home. So today, we have been waiting. We have waited for them to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but they have not released him. They are still keeping him in detention. And Biafrans are no longer happy, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is passing through a lot of health issues. He has ear problem, he had breathing problem, he has stomach problem. You know, somebody who has been detained close to 2 years just for committing no crime, just for fighting for freedom. They don't want to release him. They are holding him there. We are waiting for them to release him, to allow him medical care, to allow doctors to go and see him. Yet, they are still keeping him. They are not allowing him to do all these things. Now, the Prime Minister, the Biafran Republic government in exile and cabinet had resolved that starting from 3rd of July 2023, there will be a 1 week sit at home, straight sit at home, on the 3rd, on the 4th, on the 5th, and on the 6th will be a break where the markets will be opened, people can go and do their shopping. Then on the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th will be total lockdown. Let me give you the reason for this particular 1 week sit at home. One of the reasons for this 7-day sit at home is for the unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who had been detained illegally at the DSS custody since 2021. 2. This is in preparation for a self-referendum by the Biafran people. Our Prime Minister has told us there are steps taken for the Biafran liberation. This is also to prepare you and I, Biafran people, for a self-referendum that we will be conducting on Biafran territory. 3. This is to further put the world on notice that Biafrans are taking their future into their own hands. It's just to tell the world that we are ready to take our future into our own hands. 4. To demonstrate that the Biafran government in exile is the only legitimate government to whom the Biafran people listen and are loyal to. This is to demonstrate to the whole world that it is only the Biafran Republic government in exile and our Prime Minister that Biafrans listen to, that Biafrans take order to from. No other political jobber, no other Nigerian political representative in Biafran territory. That is the 4th reason for this 1 week sit at home. The fifth reason is to invalidate the illegitimacy, to invalidate the legitimacy of those who are parading themselves as political leaders or Nigerian representatives in Biafran territory. To invalidate the illegitimacy of those who are parading themselves as political leaders, as political juggernauts, as political representatives of Nigeria within the Biafran territory. These are the 5 reasons the Biafran Republic government in exile with the de facto government in Biafran land put for this 7 days sit at home. And it is important, you as a Biafran, wherever you are in Biafran territory, to observe this 7 days sit at home. It is for your own good. It's for your own good and for the good of your children, born and unborn, wherever they are. So it is very important that you listen to this advice. Okay. To this advice that I'm giving to you today, so that you don't fall a victim of the Nigerian state-sponsored terrorism. I want to still remind you the reasons why you must sit at home. Starting from the 3rd of July 2023 to the 10th, we only have a break on the 6th for the market to be opened for Biafrans to go and do their shopping and do their buyings. Then the sit at home will resume on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 9th and 10th. This is number 1. For the unconditional release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has been held hostage against his wish, even after he had been freed by the court in the DSS custody. 2, this is in preparation for self-referendum that will be conducted by the Biafran people to decide where they want to belong, either to go back to the land of Canaan or they go back to Egypt, either to remain in Nigeria or they go their separate ways to their nation, Biafra. 3, to further prove to the world, to tell the world, for the world to know that Biafran people are only taking their orders. The Biafran people only obey the Biafran Republic government in exile. And that we are taking our destiny into our own hands. That we are ready to embrace our nation Biafra. That we are ready to take our destiny into our own hands. That is one of the reasons why this 7-day sit at home is going to take place in Biafra land. The 4th reason is to demonstrate to the Biafran, to demonstrate to the world that the Biafran people are only obedient, only listening to the Biafran Republic government in exile. Those are the government that the Biafran people take orders from. Not any Nigerian representative like your governors, like your senators, like your House of Assembly member, like your councillor, and all the rest of it. To demonstrate to the world that the Biafran people only listen to the Biafran Republic government in exile when they give orders, and not the Nigerian zoo representatives in Biafran territory. The 5th is to invalidate the illegitimacy of those politicians, those governors, those representatives, to let them know that they are not in charge of Biafran territory, that the Biafran people are loyal to the de facto government in Biafran land, and as well the Biafran Republic government in exile, headed by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the ambassador of peace. This is the reasons why you must sit at home on the 3rd, on the 4th, on the 5th, on the 7th, on the 8th, on the 9th, and on the 10th of July 2023. For most of Biafrans who don't know what freedom is all about, freedom is not gotten on a platter of gold. Okay? Freedom is not gotten on a platter of gold. Everybody is advised to obey this directive. This directive is coming from the Biafra Republic government in exile and the de facto government in Biafra land. If you are a keke driver, if you are a cycling driver, if you are a bus driver, everybody should listen to this information. It is very important that you obey these days. These days are very special for Biafrans, especially in Biafran territory. All governmental agencies, transport workers, transport owners are advised, banks, oil companies are even advised not to do any exploration on these dates. This is to send a note of warning to all those who are doing business in Biafran territory, all those companies, expatriates that are doing businesses, milking our land for our resources, to obey these days. These are the days the Biafran people want to sit at home. You will not do any work on that day. If you are a banker, you will stay at home. If you are a transporter, you will stay at home. If you are a commercial man or woman, no matter the business you do, on these days, you must observe it and keep it holy. It is very important that you take note about these days. And for those who complain that, oh, it is 1 week sit at home. Yes, it's 1 week sit at home. Let me tell you one thing. Biafrans, we are not fighting for a local government. We are not fighting to have a state. As a matter of fact, we are fighting to have our nation. Freedom is not cheap. Freedom is costly. But the truth of the matter is that no matter how tedious the journey is, at the end, there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? Biafra we are fighting for a nation, not a local government. Not a local government council. Not a state. We are fighting for the restoration of a nation of over 70 million people. So it's not eating akara and granite, or eating akara and bread. No matter the situation you pass at this particular time, you will enjoy at the end of the day. That is the goal. Just imagine you going to school. You start from nursery, you go to pre-nursery, you go to nursery, from nursery you go to primary school, from primary school you go to secondary school, from secondary you go to university, and all the rest of it until you graduate. It can never be easy. There are sacrifices you make along the way while you are studying. Those sacrifices will propel you. Eventually, when you graduate, when you get your degrees and get your wherever you are going to work, you will value that which you have suffered to achieve in life. The same thing applies to Biafran liberation, Biafran restoration. Biafra was a nation for 3 good years. The Nigerian state actors and their British, their collaborators all around the world, they invaded our territory in a genocidal war and tried to exterminate you and I. They didn't succeed. So from that 1967 to 1970, that Biafran war was being fought. We Biafrans have not had that sense of belonging in that contraption you called Nigeria. So now, Biafran restoration, Nigeria cannot call you and say, oh, come and take your Biafra. No. There are processes, there are procedures, there are prices to be paid in order to achieve that game, in order to achieve that potential which we need as a sovereign nation. Biafra cannot be given to us on a platter of gold. We have to work for it. Sit at home, just like this one we sit at home, is part of the sacrifices, is part of the procedures that you have to pass through. It's part of the sacrifices you have to make in order to achieve your freedom. It is not easy, but after you might have gotten your freedom, you'll be very happy, very glad that you passed through that road in order to achieve success. And I'll give you an example. Just like a pregnant mother, just like a woman who is heavy with baby, she feels pain all around her stomach. She will not be comfortable. Sometimes she falls sick. Sometimes she experiences pains all around her body, head. Even sometimes she will curse the man that impregnated her. Because to her, she wants this to come to pass over her so she can be free. She will pass through all these difficulties of pregnancy. She will endure a lot. And after the delivery, immediately after the delivery, this same woman will forget about the pains that she went through in order to put to bed. And when she gives birth to this child or these children, she will be very happy. She will look at the faces of these children and will be happy and thank God for safe delivery and for the blessing of these children. This is exactly, I want you to visualize Biafra. Since 1967 till date, Biafra freedom is just like a pregnancy. Biafrans have passed through a lot in that contraption called Nigeria, irrespective of the fact that when the war ended, it was declared no victor, no vanquished. But can you say that no victor, no vanquished is what is practiced in Nigeria today? No. As a matter of fact, we have been vanquished. They tried to destroy us. They destroyed our economy. They killed our people. They invaded our land. They rape our mothers. They destroy our crops. Okay? What have we done? This is for the singular fact that our natural resources are being tapped, being stolen illegally to develop the outside world. And that is why the British, with their cohorts, and the Fulanis whom they handed over Nigeria to when they left after the independence, they have continued to subjugate us, to do their bidding, that we no longer have say in our own land. And the latest is that they are invading our land. They want to take over our ancestral land and take that which belongs to you and that which belongs to me. It is because of their activities that made you and I, that make most Biafrans who are not in their land today to run out of that country. Because of the activities of those who have come to destroy us. So Biafra is pregnant, and Biafra will deliver freedom in no distant time. So this is the price you as a Biafran has to pay in order for Biafran to be restored, in order to Biafra to come in our own time. Okay? So look at it the other way around. We want a total lockdown where the international community, where the Nigerian state will know that truly you are ready for your freedom. Not when they talk about freedom, sit at home, you'll be complaining about feeding, food. If you are living by your stomach, how long will you live by the stomach infrastructure? People that are in Benue State today, they are not talking about feeding. They are talking about the right to live. But you are talking about to eat morning, afternoon, and night. Even the Bible told you that you shall not live by feeding, by bread alone. So it's better for you and I to fight for this freedom once and for all. Once we have this our freedom that is very eminent this year, you will be very happy at the government of what the government of Biafra will bring to the table for you, for me, for my children, for my children's children yet unborn. So I want to advise you, on these 7 days sit at home, be very careful, you as a Biafran. Don't make yourself a scapegoat for the Nigerian government to destroy. Sit at home in your home. Eat, drink, marry with your family until these days go by. Because these days, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th will be evil days in Biafran territory. You know why I call it evil days? Because the Nigerian state, the state and non-state actors have been bribed by the Nigerian establishment. They will come to enforce this sit at home. They will kill you and tell you that it is Simon Ekpa that have killed you. They will kill you and carry a propaganda blackmail that autopilots are killing their people. Mind you, after the establishment of the Eastern Security Network by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to drive away Fulanis from our land, from killing our mothers, raping them, destroying our crops, the Southeast governors, in conjunction with the Nigerian state, now established a Bubago to counter Eastern Security Network. It is this Bubago they are using to enforce sit at home. When they say sit at home, if you come out, they will kill you, and they will say it's autopilot that killed you. Don't make yourself a scapegoat on these days. It is very important that you relax at your homes, enjoy with your family until these evil days go by. You'll be very happy you did. Otherwise, when they kill you, you died in vain. We are creating this awareness so that you start now to prepare for these evil days. You start now to make preparation for your feeding, for those who cannot live without food. You remember, during the COVID-19, everybody compulsorily sat at home for over 1 month, 3 months. Nobody was going to the market. Nobody was doing anything. Nobody died of hunger. So why will sit at home for 7 days be a problem to you? Why we sit at home for 7 days for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be something that you have to worry about? You are only concerned about your food. Let me tell you, in sit at home, you don't lose nothing. The only thing you lose is the days you are not going to work. You are not going to the market. Your markets, your goods will still be there. After the sit at home, you sell your goods. The only people who are losing money when they say that the economy, they are destroying the economy, all these are nonsense. You ask yourself, before this sit at home, what economy, how has the economy improved your life? The government are so much concerned about to stop the sit at home because they are losing money. The money they used to do investment outside Nigeria, the money they use and steal it to go and dump it all around the world. That is why they are crying. They are not crying because of you. And that is why when you go out on that day, they will kill you and say, yes, they want to use it to blackmail Simon Ekpa or Autopilot, that they are the ones responsible for your death. That is why we are saying it now. You know, our people, they no longer run before the rain starts falling. You see our people running when the rain is still beating them. So this is to create that awareness that come 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th of July 2023, there will be a 1 week sit at home, so that you start now to prepare for what you will eat, you drink for you and your family. As a matter of fact, we are pleading our brothers outside Nigeria, families that are outside Nigeria, to at least try as much as possible to assist those at home, those who like food, to send them little money so that they can buy food to sustain themselves within these days. It is very important that you prepare for this sit at home. It is for your own good, because you shall not live by bread alone. It is part of the sacrifice that which you have to make for your life, for the life of your children, even yet unborn. So sit at home is a sacrifice that you have to pay for Biafran to come. Look at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For the past 2 years, he has been in incarceration. Do you know why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in DSS custody because of himself. If it was to be a personal crime, a personal problem Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had with government, do you think there will be sit at home? No. His crime is Biafra. You say you are a Biafran. You want Biafran to be restored, right? You want a government to be responsible to you. You want a government to take care of you when you are when you have a baby, when you are nursing mother, when you don't have a job, when you are old. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, to restore Biafra, a nation where even if you don't have anything to do, the government will support you. If you have business, the government will give you grant. If you have company, the government will assist you. If you have children, the government will take care of your children till secondary and university level. This is what the nation we are fighting for. This is why you see us shouting for Biafra, because we know what Biafra will bring to you, to me, to our generation, to our children's children. So Biafra is for your own good, and is for my own good. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering because of you. He is paying prices, being in detention for complete 2 years, not allowed his clothes, choice of clothes, okay? He cannot eat what he desires to eat. Outside his family, you are staying with your family, you have friends, you visit them wherever you desire. Okay, you have children, you take them out, you have wife, you stay with your wife, you interact, you discuss, you sleep, and all the rest of it. You do everything with your family. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is prevented from doing all these things because he is fighting for you to have a good life. He is fighting for you to have freedom. So wherever you are watching from, the sit at home is not meant to punish anybody. Rather, it is a sacrifice that you have to make in order to have your freedom. So that when Biafra eventually comes, you will be proud, you will be happy to say, yes, you are a proud Biafran. Let me remind you, wherever you are all around the world, America, Germany, France, UK, all these countries fought for their freedom. And they got it. And they are responsible to their people. This is our time to fight for our own freedom. And our freedom is already at hand. I will tell you that Biafra is 98% completed. Quote me anywhere. Our Prime Minister can always tell you that he knows the day Biafra will come. As a matter of fact, this year, if you have not seen the handwriting on the wall that Biafra is here, then it means you don't actually know what you need. You don't actually know that Biafra is our destination. You don't actually want Biafra. But for those who have seen the handwriting on the wall, we have seen it that Biafra is imminent. If you watch what the Nigerian government are doing now, they are just crying foul. Asari Dokubo'S went and told Tinubu not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What does that mean? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a criminal. Ask him, what crime has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed? Absolutely nothing. But he was a militant that was blowing up the pipelines here and there until he was compensated by the Nigerian government. He is now calling a freedom fighter a criminal and asking Tinubu not to release him. But that's just the ranting of a dying horse. Our freedom is imminent. And one of the ways we can get our freedom is through this civil disobedience. It is not to punish any Biafran. No. It is to create an awareness to the international community. Once we sit at home, once we say the Biafran Republic government in Ezra says sit at home, what it means is that when you are sitting at home, those your governors who are representing Nigeria in Biafran territory, those your councillors, those your senators, those your House of Reps, those your councillors and Igwes and all the rest of them who are representing Nigeria in Biafran territory, they are no longer effective. The world will see it and really know that yes, the Biafran people are ready to embrace their nation. Okay? So that is why we say sit at home. And this sit at home is in preparation for a self-referendum. You know what referendum is all about? When they say decide where you want to belong to, either you want to belong to Nigeria or you want to be a Biafran. This is to prove to the world that we are ready to exit Nigeria. It is a self-referendum we want to conduct just to prepare for a self-referendum. This sit at home is also to punish the Nigerian government and the Southeast governors who conspired and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And how do you punish them? That economy they are talking about, that money they make every day, we want to crush it. It is not going to affect an ordinary man like you and I. If you are a civil servant, you sit at home. At the end of the month, they are going to pay you. Okay? If they say they are destroying the economy, what has the economy brought to you? Look at the markets you are trading in. Go to Ariada market. Go to every major market in Biafran territory. Very filthy, dirty. In other words, they are not using that money which they are generating from you to build your markets. So it is very important that you sit at home so that Biafra will come very fast At the end of the day, you'll be very happy that you achieved Biafra, and your children, your children's children, and your generation will be very happy for you taking this bold step for the actualization of the kingdom of God on this earth. It's very, very important. It is further to prove to the world that the Biafran people are ready to take their destiny in their own hands. That is why you must sit at home. The international community want to know how prepared you are, how prepared I am to take our freedom. And besides, let me tell you, freedom is not given. You have to take it. These are the means you have to take your freedom. Even the Bible said that the kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the violent will take it by force. So this Biafra is our kingdom of God. You have to take it by force. Okay? You have to sit at home on these days. It is very important. Otherwise, Nigeria will happen to you. If you don't sit at home, keke drivers, sit at home. Bus drivers, sit at home. Oil explorers in our Biafran land, all these oil companies, you all are advised to sit at home. No oil exploration. Otherwise, the Biafran people will get angry and evict you from Biafran territory. As a matter of fact, thank God our Prime Minister and the Biafran Republic government in Eza have written letters to every oil company in Biafran territory. So all of you who will not say you have not heard or you did not know. They sit at home is also to demonstrate to the world that the Biafran people only listen to the Biafran Republic government in Ezai and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and the de facto government in our homeland. That is the reason you must sit at home. It is also to invalidate the illegitimacy of those who are representing Nigeria in Biafran territory. It is very important that you take all these notes into consideration. If you die for Nigeria, you die for nothing. That is why we say sit at home. Because we can no longer protest to register our displeasure or to register our grievances for the adoption of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because when you sit at home, they will kill you. That is why civil disobedience is a very effective tool in passing the message to the government. That is exactly what we are doing. That is why we say sit at home. It is for your own good. It is for Biafra to be restored. It is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. It is your own price to pay for Biafra to come. Don't be a sabotage. Don't be a saboteur. Okay? Join us in making sure that Biafra come in our own time, so that you'll be proud to be called a Biafran. The Biafran Republic government in Eza are doing enough work on the ground. They have done tremendously well, and they are still doing very fantastic to make sure that this year our land of the rising sun will be very close, so that all this suffering you have been passing through, you have been put by the Nigerian terrorist state, you will see them no more. But if you say you are the stubborn type, ask people who disobeyed the sit-at-home orders previously. Nigeria happened to them. Nigeria happened to them. Most of them did not live to tell the story. We love you as a Biafran. We want all of us to meet in Biafran land, to rejoice, to hug ourselves, and be proud of who we are. That is why we don't want to lose anybody. That is why we say sit at home. Because if you don't sit at home, the terrorist Nigerian state, the terrorist army, and the non-state actors whom they have bribed to kill anybody they can kill, they are waiting for you who will disobey on this very date. that you see on the screen. Fellow Biafrans all over the world, this message has to go wide. Let your brothers, let your sisters, let your people at home know that the sit at home, this 7-day sit at home, is for their own good. It's for their own benefit. It is for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And these are the measures that we are taking to punish the government for the inhuman treatment being meted on our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for the invasion of our territory, trying to take over our land, trying to destroy our heritage. We want to register our displeasure over that, and besides, to inform the international community that we are ready to exit Nigeria. If you know you are a Biafran and you want Biafra to come, this is the time for you to show that you really want Biafra to come. If you know that you are a Biafran and you want freedom, this is the time to demonstrate that actually you want your freedom. If you are a Biafran and you are craving for a self-governance, this is the time for you to demonstrate that yes, we are ready to go. We want to govern ourselves. We don't want the Nigerian presence in Biafra land. Demonstrate this by sitting at home on the 3rd, on the 4th, on the 5th, on the 7th, on the 8th, on the 9th, and on the 10th of July 2023. It is very, very important. Otherwise, Nigeria will happen to you. And most people that have Nigeria happened to, they were not able to narrate their audio because the terrorist states are there to take you down and term it autopilot that killed you. You see, they are like when they go inside the bush, they cut a tree, they come outside, they be asking who cut that tree on the bush, whereas they are the one responsible. So fellow Biafrans all over the world, I told you we are not going to waste much time, and I believe you have heard, you have listened to the reasons why you must sit at home. Okay? It is very important that you take this message seriously to your heart. Write these dates because we are creating this awareness on time so that you prepare ahead of time. You don't say that you were taken unawares. Our Biafran Republic government in Ezra and the Prime Minister and the de facto government in our homeland are taking steps to make sure that there will be no casualty on these days of sitting at home. And besides, there won't be any casualty when you are sitting at home. It is only when you disobey the voice of reason, when you come out to exercise your arrogance, that the Nigerian state will happen to you. And when it does, I don't think you have anybody to blame for your woe. So once again, I thank you for coming out to listen today. Biafra is our destination. Biafra is like pregnancy. It is at the 9th month of the Biafran pregnancy right now. I am telling you, the mother who is pregnant over 9 months has passed through pains. We have been passing through pains, through trials, through tribulations. The Nigerian state have brought terrorism to us. Okay? They brought intimidation. Now in Lagos, they are destroying our brothers' properties. They are evicting our brothers from Lagos. These are our Biafrans who brought out their resources to develop Lagos land. Today, because of the installation of the Islamic presidency, the Islamic State in Nigeria, which we told you about, now our people are paying the price. of their ignorance, because they were warned by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even Mazi Simon Ekpa, our prime minister, warned our people to relocate back home. Sell your properties, whatever you have in Lagos. Try as much as possible to start relocating to the east. But most people who are one Nigeria list, they don't listen. Our people don't start to run for the rain when it's not yet raining. It is only when they are being drenched that we see them running helter-skelter. It is happening at Alaba International Market right now. People were given just a day notice to take up their properties, to take up their stocks and leave the market. Otherwise, they will risk their goods being destroyed. And you say that Nigeria is one, and you say you want Nigeria, and you say you want to belong to Nigeria, you want a new Nigeria. I am sorry for you. So if you are a Biafra anywhere you are, you must support the activities of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa and the Biafra Republic government in exile. They are bringing Biafra to you and I, so that good life that you crave in Biafra, we shall have it. Where even if you don't have anything doing, the government will support you. When you give birth, the government will take care of your children. Even at your old age, the government will take care of the elderly. In businesses, the government will support you. This is how it is supposed to be. Not you suffering every blessed day, from the day you were born to the day you die. You die suffering. And that shall never be our portion. This day we are ending it, and that is why we are asking you to sit at home on the above dates, so that you and your generation will live to enjoy Biafra. Thank you for listening once again. I want to acknowledge the presence of our big boss, Mazi Dim Justice. You are welcome, sir. I acknowledge the presence of everyone who is watching, and I want you to like and share so that this message will go to others who will watch later. Thank you for watching. I want to give a shout out to our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. I want to also say a very big hello to Mazi Dim Justice of the Biafran Writers of Conscience, my Minister of Information, Sonny Akparawa, our Deputy Defense Minister, Honorable Azuka Charles Nwankwo, and all fellow comrades of the BWOC, Biafra Writers of Conscience. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama bless every one of us. And for those of you who have been watching, thank you for watching. Share and like so that others can listen to this word of truth, word of liberation, and word of freedom. Once again, I thank you, and I pray that when I come next your way, I will inform you. Always go to our Facebook page and subscribe and follow me, even on Twitter, so that every information concerning this liberation, because we are moving with speed. We are moving with speed. Biafra restoration is imminent. So you need to be abreast with information concerning what the Biafran liberation is doing, what our Prime Minister and his cabinets are doing. You have to follow us so that you get first-hand information about what is happening. Just like I brought to you the 7-day sit at home from next month. You have to prepare for this sit at home. It's going to be very, very effective. Biafra land will be under lock and key. Don't say you were not told. Don't say we were not warned against the terrorist government. Because if you defy this sit at home, Nigeria will happen to you. And we pray every Biafran that you stay safe until Biafra come, so that we rejoice at the land of the rising sun. Thank you, and I say bye-bye until I come your way next time. I still remember as David Nana from Biafra Writers of Conscience. This broadcast is coming to you from my location. Bye, and God bless. May Chukwu Okike Abiama be with you until we see you next time.